What's up, Taiwan? I'm Louise with news from here in Taiwan and around the world. US President Joe Biden and Chinese President Xi Jinping have met for what's likely their last time on the sidelines of a key economic summit. They've been looking to lay the groundwork for future relations between their countries. Louise reports from Peru.
Taiwan, trade and the incoming US administration were all on the agenda at the final meeting of US President Joe Biden and Chinese President Xi Jinping here in Lima, Peru. The two met on the sidelines of the APEC summit, looking to lower tensions between the two countries before the inauguration of President-elect Donald Trump. Trump has promised sharp policy changes and pledged steep tariffs on imports of Chinese goods, all of which Beijing opposes. But during the meeting, Xi made clear China is ready to work with Trump.
既关乎两国人民，也关乎人类前途命运。中美双方要从两国人民福祉和国际社会共同利益出发，做出明智选择。
Meanwhile, Biden echoed a message he's been sending throughout his term.
And so, our two countries cannot let any of this competition veer into conflict. And as I said, that's our responsibility. And over the last 4 years, I think we've proven it's possible to have this relationship.
Also on the agenda was Taiwan and the South China Sea, which Xi called, quote, red lines and not to be challenged. Lowering tensions with China has been a goal for Biden before he leaves office. But with Trump's potential policies looming and China's own regional stances, the US-China relationship looks uncertain in the years ahead. Scott Huang, Harel Hughes and Louise in Lima, Peru for TaiwanPlus.
During a radio interview, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy has urged his country to find a diplomatic end to its war with Russia by the end of next year.
А з нашого боку ми повинні зробити все, щоб у наступному році ця війна закінчилась дипломатичними шляхами.
Zelenskyy said that peace can only be achieved when Russian forces leave all occupied Ukrainian territories, including Crimea. He also acknowledged that Russian President Vladimir Putin is not currently open to peace talks. Zelenskyy suggested the war could end more quickly when Donald Trump becomes US president, though he did not elaborate. Moscow has expressed openness to negotiations if Trump initiates talks. At least 10 newborn babies have been killed in a hospital fire in northern India. The blaze broke out Saturday night in the neonatal intensive care unit at a hospital in Uttar Pradesh. Authorities suspect a short circuit in an oxygen machine caused the fire. Parents were asked to identify the bodies of their dead infants.
वो जले हुए बच्चे जरूर दिखाए थे सुखे उनमें पहचान लो उसमें क्या पहचान निकलेगी मुझे वो कोई बता दे समझा वो कोई जले बच्चन में कोई पहचान निकलेगी नहीं निकलेगी ना तो मुझे तो बच्चा चाहिए मुझे क्या.
Officials say 38 newborns were rescued from the fire, with many in critical condition. In northern Vietnam, the capital Hanoi is struggling with severe air pollution. Although the government is taking action to reduce emissions, UN experts say more needs to be done. Cadence Quaranta reports.
A thick veil of smog over Vietnam's capital city of Hanoi, the gray haze making some buildings barely visible from afar. More and more, the city's air quality has been categorized as unhealthy, largely because of a high concentration of PM 2.5, tiny particles in the air which can penetrate deep into people's lungs and cause serious diseases.
Thì so với em thì nó sẽ ảnh hưởng đến sức khỏe của trẻ, thứ nhất là trẻ nhỏ, thứ hai là người già nữa. Với thanh niên bọn em thì cũng cảm giác cũng bình thường thôi.
Vietnam's air pollution has been a problem for years, and it's especially bad in Hanoi. One air quality monitor has ranked it among the most polluted cities in the world. UN experts say air pollution is responsible for at least 70,000 deaths per year in Vietnam and has shortened the country's average lifespan by more than 1 year.
Và rất muốn cái không khí là làm sao mà cho nó trong lành. Chính vì thế mà cứ đến ngày hẹn của bệnh viện, đến bệnh viện xong là các bà bao giờ cũng ra hồ Gươm để ngồi để hoài niệm
hoài niệm về những gì ngày tuổi thơ của mình được hưởng.
The microscopic particulate pollution in Hanoi's air mainly comes from emissions from the city's millions of cars and motorbikes, as well as industry and construction, a government official told local media. Vietnam has taken some action, aiming to bring net greenhouse gas emissions to zero by 2050, and proposing a plan to restrict high-polluting vehicles in some areas. But UN experts say the country can still do more to address air pollution. For now, ordinary people have no choice but to breathe in the smog. Eason Chen and Cadence Quaranta for TaiwanPlus.
In Pakistan, a group of surfers is determined to carve out a place for the sport in their country. Bryn Thomas looks at how they're riding a wave of perseverance.
Looking out to sea near his coastal village, Atiq-ur-Rahman knows the only thing that can stop a surfer is a lack of waves. He's determined to become Pakistan's first pro surfer, and he's not going to let a lack of equipment or his father's concerns about his future stop him.
We learn by ourselves. Yeah, we have no coach, no anything. We just learn seeing some videos, watching videos, and our favorite surfers like, professional surfers.
Rahman's village sits on Buleji Beach, on Pakistan's 1,000-kilometer coastline in the Arabian Sea, where winds generate small, messy waves, imperfect for surfing. His neighbors, mostly fishers and lifeguards from more affluent beachgoers from nearby Karachi, are baffled by his fixation.
Actually, no one knows what is this. That's the question. No one knows what is this. Many people say, "What are you doing, guys? This is a skateboard."
Rahman's father just wants him to earn a living and get married. But Rahman and his small gang of wave riders, the surfers of Buleji, just want to surf. They share boards, some of them homemade, others they've scrounged from containers of junk brought to Pakistan from around the world, then patched up with glue and resin.
भले बीच में टूटा हो फिर भी बनाते हैं, साइड में टूटा हो फिर भी बनाते हैं, क्योंकि जाहिर सी बात है हमारे यहाँ मिलता नहीं है सरबोट, किसी के पास है भी नहीं.
The surfers of Buleji scour YouTube for instructions, taking cues from their hero, American surfer Kelly Slater.
सर्फिंग किस तरह होता है नहीं, सब अपने में ताप हैं. मैंने जैसे कि किसी बड़े को देखा हुआ है कि हाँ सर्फिंग इस तरह होते हैं और इस तरह करते हैं, तो मैं भी इन लोगों को देख के गाइड किया कि हाँ भाई ऐसे ही होता है.
In this way, Rahman and his cohort have learned to ride the waves. And while they've found some success, first popping up, then building a social media following, it'll take some time for them to appear on the world stage.
First of all, we need a professional trainer as a coach. They came here and train us. Maybe they like it or surfing and surfing skills. We need more. We need more. Learn too about the surfing. Yeah, we want to go international level, like Olympics, like Asian champion, like international champions.
As the surfers of Buleji catch their last waves of the day, they edge closer to carving out a place for Pakistan's surfers. Atiq-ur-Rahman looks out and sees a sea of potential, if only the waves were better. Alex Chen and Bryn Thomas for TaiwanPlus.
Researchers in South Korea may have found a way to improve mobility for people in wheelchairs. Jaime O'Connor looks at how, taking inspiration from nature, they're reinventing the wheel.
By creating a shape-shifting wheel, researchers in South Korea may have improved upon one of mankind's most important early inventions. This first-of-its-kind technology can change how rigid a wheel is, making it easier for devices like wheelchairs to climb stairs and rugged paths. Researchers say that when they put their plan in motion, the goal was to move away from traditional designs.
기존의 휠 같은 경우에는 이제 평지 주행의 장점이 있기 때문에 단단한 원형을 항상 유지를 해야 됩니다. 그래서 이런 상태에서는 장애물을 넘어가는 데 이제 한계가 있었다면 저희 휠은 이제 장애물을 넘어갈 때뿐만 아니고 평지에서는 동그란 형태를 유지하고 장애물을 넘어갈 때는 말랑하게 바뀌기 때문에 기존 휠하고 가장 큰 차이점이라고 말씀드릴 수 있겠습니다.
The inspiration for the design came after researchers studied the way that water droplets hold their shape due to the amount of surface tension they have. Using this concept, the wheels can firm up or soften depending on the obstacles or the environment.
최외곽에는 액체 분자들이 결국 안쪽으로 모아주는 힘이 커질수록 더 원형을 안정적으로 유지를 할 수 있게 됩니다. 마찬가지로 저희 휠 같은 경우에도 최외곽에 스마트 체인 블럭으로 구성이 되어 있고요. 이 스마트 체인 블럭을 안쪽으로 잡아당겨주는 힘이 커지면 커질수록 더 안정적으로 원형을 유지할 수 있게 되는 원리입니다. 그래서
Although it's still too early to tell just how effective the wheels will be in everyday life, researchers say they have a lot of potential. The plan now is to continue testing the technology before making it public, ensuring these wheels are all around the best. Devin Tsai and Jaime Ocon for TaiwanPlus.
Back to Taiwan, over 150 lawyers have marched in Taipei to protest proposed changes to Taiwan's judicial system, which they say could paralyze the Constitutional Court. The legislature is considering amendments to raise the threshold for making a Constitutional Court ruling. That proposal would require 10 out of 15 judges to agree, rather than a simple majority like now. Protesters say this change could bring the court, which currently only has 8 judges, to a standstill, and that it threatens the constitutional system and people's rights. Proponents of the amendments say the changes address flaws in Taiwan's court system. Taiwan has endured its first loss at the Premier 12 baseball tournament, falling 3-1 to defending champion Japan at the Taipei Dome. The defeat brings Taiwan's group stage record to 2 wins and 1 loss. The top 2 teams from each group will advance to the Super Round in Japan. The WBSC Premier 12 is an international tournament held every 4 years, featuring the world's top 12 national teams. Taiwan is set to face Australia on Sunday night. Nearly 150 years ago, a Scottish photographer captured images of Indigenous people in a remote valley in southern Taiwan. Today, his work is helping their descendants retrace their heritage and exposing a nearly forgotten culture. Billy Wu has more.
A century-old photograph reveals how Huang Zhaoying's ancestors lived. These images of Taiwan's indigenous Pingpu peoples were taken by Scottish photographer John Thompson. Now, nearly 150 years later, the descendants of the people in the images are using land to reconnect with their past.
这就是那个皇家的小儿子汤姆森的记载里面，他有写说，这个皇家的小儿子呢，就是很活泼，然后在他隔天就是他带着他们去老龙溪谷去捕鱼。
Huang Zhaoying is a descendant of the family in these photos. She is a community guide in Lao Nong Valley in Kaohsiung in Taiwan South. As a member of the indigenous Pingpu community, she is on a personal mission to reclaim her heritage before it fades away. Indigenous Pingpu groups settle in Taiwan's western and southern plains and coastal areas. They have long-established cultural and social practices which blend traditional beliefs with influences from settlers, and Lao Nong Valley in Kaohsiung was once one of their major settlements. But over time, their culture has faded. Now, local elders are working to preserve their history by sharing their knowledge of the plants and resources their ancestors once relied on.
这个是老虎原木，叫我叫做保养。较早人无够盐的时阵，就摕来这来做代替。 啊，保养着伊啊，分相册的时阵，阮就会甲撮转来，两支啊小拄安尼，就是一当压茶。
But it's not just the land they're reconnecting with. The community sings the chants and songs passed down from their ancestors, believed to be gifts from the gods themselves. They hope to revive these ancient traditions and pass them on to future generations.
那一直到前几年，我们再把文字档 跟音档做比对，再把它找出来，到底它是怎么唱的，啊，再教这边的族人去唱。
The Pingpu people's culture is on the verge of disappearing across Taiwan, but their descendants are still fighting. For them, this revival is more than remembering. It's a way to pass on their culture to generations yet to come. Scott Huang and Billy Wu for TaiwanPlus.
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Finally, let's play out with some images of a traditional festival in Chiang Mai in Thailand. It's where people release thousands of lanterns to bring good luck. I'm Louise Watt. Take care. I'll see you next time.